the headline was former Disney financial analyst Sandra Kuba files lawsuit against Disney. But I wanted to give a little background. We had talked about this. What? It was almost a year ago, was it? Maybe not that long ago.
No, this was a while ago. Yeah.
When the news originally broke, she was basically a whistleblower who came out and said, yeah, Disney's doing some financial stuff that isn't cool. And, here it is. And they turned around and fired her. And, she said, and I said at the time that we reported on that, I said, well, she's got herself a good lawsuit. When she does, I'm sure we will bring that to you. And then sure enough, it comes up and I'm like, yep, we're going to talk about it. So there we go.
Disney's former senior financial analyst, Sandra Kuba, has been in the news a couple of times. 18-year-old Disney veteran. Previously, she came out and accused Disney of questionable economic practices and even filed an SEC whistleblower complaint against them in August of 2017. She indicated that she noticed the employees in the Parks and Resorts segment systematically overstated revenue by billions of dollars by exploiting weaknesses in the company's accounting software. Cuba's whistleblower findings outline several ways employees allegedly boosted revenue, including recording fictitious revenue for complimentary golf rounds or for free guest promotions. Another alleged action Cuba described in her SEC filing involved recording revenue for $500 gift cards at their face value, even when guests paid a discounted rate of $395. This is almost reminding me of like remember Superman 3, the Richard Pryor thing?
Yeah.
About manipulating
the scheme
software.
About the portions of pennies and whatnot.
Yes.
Actually, yes. I would say a better analogy, in my opinion, is the financial shenanigans that took down Enron.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. Yeah.
And that's why the concept of whistleblowers exists. They're supposed to be protected. So that's why I'm going to be very interested to see how this lawsuit goes.
Now, it almost sounds like, though, that they're trying to make the parks seem more profitable than they really are. Is that the gist of the whole thing? Is this parks related? Okay,
it's at least partially parks related. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's across the board too, because it has to do with their Disney Plus numbers. It has to do with although I'm not sure that it originally came up in her public statements. A lot of people suspected that some of the numbers for movies such as Captain Marvel and so forth might have been a little bit bolstered the same way. And it's this idea of double dipping, of showing numbers. Look at all these sales. Well, when a large portion of them are showing double sales, they're showing people like getting into the parks on free passes, that were granted for one reason or the other, or a special promotion, or something was sold to them and they got a free pass for something and they were counting that. And it's
as stuff sold.
Yeah. And it's really, really bad, voodoo mathematics, so to speak.
So this sounds like high scale fraud to me.
Very
the allegations, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's strictly legal or not, but it's clearly sending a duplicitous message. It's lying to the investors and getting people to invest with a higher confidence than is appropriate. And yeah.
And she got into trouble with Disney over this.
She got fired.
Yeah, the article says, when she reported the issue, she was ignored by supervisors. So she emailed George Kalogridis, who was then the Walt Disney Resort president in June 2017. She included her concerns and then claims she was sent an email the next day from Disney Employee Relations that threatened her not to report her concerns about the company's practices elsewhere, or Disney would consider it retaliation against the company. And her complaint with the SEC was filed while she was on medical leave, and then she was fired when she returned to work. The lawsuit is indicating that Kuba was terminated as a result of her history of complaints and the SEC whistleblower filing. Okay.
I'll tell you something else. It used to be that you couldn't go up against a big company like this. You just don't have the resources. And Disney is hurting so bad, this is the time to hit them. And I think that timing is not missed by this analyst. And I mean, this coupled with the Gina Carano stuff and so many other things, Disney has a PR nightmare right now that they are dealing with, that I have to say I have a great deal of Freudenstadt about. They kind of have it coming.
Okay. I mean, I feel, well, of course you got out of the investing. So I was going to say, I feel bad for the investors, but you got out. Yeah.
I did. When the day that the news came out about the firing of Gina Carano,
Yeah, you mentioned it less.
Nanette and I sold our stocks. We just got our check, in fact. And it's, goodbye. I there's a certain amount of I couldn't in good conscience be a part of that company anymore.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. So,
but yeah, it says that each time she tried, she suffered from harassment, hostility, and retaliation as a result, though.
yeah.
So, we're learning a lot more if you watch that Ben Shapiro, that Disney has a very nasty side to it. A nasty harassment side. I mean, to be fair, Lucasfilm, I think, is a whole nother ball game from the rest of the company, but
Disney has absolutely fostered and allowed this. And let's face it, the whole double standard. This is not just localized with Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy. When you look at Mulan, you look at thanking a city that is indirectly involved in modern day
yeah.
How do we say it without some sort of strike against your channel? The relocation facilities that they set up for certain groups of people that they're taken to against their will.
The not summer camps.
The not summer camp.
Summer camps, if you were thinking of the exact opposite of a summer camp.
The sleepaway camps that nobody wanted to go to.